The holidays are so beautiful, but they can also hit so hard. You got your family, you got your kids, you're hosting, there's the overstimulation, the excitement, the expectations, and somehow we're just meant to kind of like hold everything together. To be completely transparent and honest, I feel like once I became a mom, I felt like I would treat holidays as some kind of performance. Like everything had to be put together. The kids had to have this. Everything just had to run smoothly. But I was completely burnt out behind the scenes. The more overwhelmed that I became, the more disconnected that I felt with myself, and the more disconnected I felt with my family. The biggest thing that I've learned over the past 4 years of being a mom is knowing that balance during the holidays isn't about doing everything. It's about protecting the pieces of you that help you to stay grounded, soft, and present. So today I wanted to share with you guys some gentle, realistic ways that I care for myself as a mom during the holiday season without the feeling of guilt, pressure, and without trying to be like super mama, okay, or superwoman. The biggest thing that I've learned is to simplify my expectations before the season even starts. So I'm sorry, I know this video is coming late. I wanted to get this up before Thanksgiving, but it's just not gonna work. So you're gonna get this before Christmas. Most of my stress came from invisible pressure, the pressure of having to cook everything, the pressure of having to host, and I love hosting, okay? Don't get me wrong. That is my jam. I love hosting, love creating spaces that feel warm and exciting and fun. But yeah, a lot of pressure with that. Creating special memories with the people that come over and with my kids, and just kind of showing up perfectly and holding space for other people's emotions as well. But you cannot enjoy the season if you're performing through all of that. So before the holiday even starts, I really ask myself these questions. I sit down with myself and I ask myself, what actually matters to me in this year? What am I doing out of obligation and not joy? What can I let just be simple? And where can I choose ease instead of aesthetics? Okay, because sometimes it's about, we like the aesthetics of things. We like the aesthetics, we ain't gotta lie. That could look like going to fewer events, catering food instead of cooking everything. And sometimes it's even saying no to hosting. I really wanted to host for Thanksgiving this year, but I thought to myself, I'm just gonna let my mom host this year. Like I did host it last year, and although it's fun and I enjoy it and I can throw down and I can make a really nice turkey, okay? But I don't need to do that this year, okay? I am 9 months pregnant. I don't need to be hosting and doing anything. So I can just say no. It's all about just giving yourself the permission to do less. When you lower all of those invisible expectations, you actually do raise your emotional awareness. And so this year for the holidays, we're gonna be expecting a new baby. And as much as I want to do Christmas decorations, I just kind of feel like I don't want to do that this year. I kind of want to do something very simple, something very fun, and to create a tradition with the family that isn't going to take so much. So I really am excited for what I came up with. It's very important for you to create pockets of alone time before you actually need them. I learned this the hard way. I love hosting. Like I've said before, I love hosting. I love doing parties. I love bringing people together. And of course, doing that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort and intentionality and the way that you're thinking about your guests and all of that stuff. So it's important for you to be able to create pockets of alone time before you get burnt out. If I wait until I'm overwhelmed to take a break, then I've already gone too far. So instead of waiting for a meltdown or waiting for when my back is hurting or I'm tired and blah, 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 build small pockets of time that will really help you feel regulated. So that could be a calming shower, knowing that you're going to have a calm shower. You're not going to rush yourself. You're really going to take your time to really be in the shower or taking a bath. My favorite one, sitting in the car in between errands or doing things, just having a moment to just regulate myself. Doing your skincare without any kind of interruption, okay? This is mama's time, honey, okay? The kids gotta go. Enjoy your time, your skincare time without any interruptions, all right? And feel the motion, the movement of you rubbing your face, the water hitting your skin. Really be intentional about soaking all of that in. Sitting down before starting another task is something that is really big and something that I've had to learn the hard way, especially in this pregnancy, is that I can't just do everything back to back to back to back to back. I have to have a moment where I am resting about 10, 15 minutes in between each task. So as much as we want to do and get everything done and hurry and complete things, take a moment to just have a rest, sit down on the couch, drink yourself some coffee, eat a little snack, and then start your next task. The next thing is to protect your emotional space like you protect your kids. Now, we some mama bears over here. We don't let no one talk crazy to our kids, so we ain't gonna let anyone talk crazy to us. So the holidays always comes with a lot of energy. They come with unwanted conversations, unwarranted conversations, things people be saying that they shouldn't be saying, asking things that they shouldn't be asking, and sometimes a lot of opinions. And throughout the years, I noticed that if I don't guard my emotional space, I feel myself tightening up, and that makes me lose my softness. So we have to learn how to shield our inner world. And what does that look like? These are moments when you walk away when conversations are not suited for you. You walk away from conversations that are draining you. You slow down your breathing when you start to feel overstimulated. This does not even have to be because of different conversations, but this can also just be the noise. It's about avoiding other people's stress and knowing that you are not responsible for anyone else's emotions. You're not responsible for how someone reacts or responds to you. A regulated mother creates a regulated home. As women, as wives, as mothers, we create the tone of the home, okay? And so if you're not regulated, it can be hard for everyone else in your house to be regulated as well. So guarding your peace really does help you to show up with the presence that your family needs in every season. Let simple systems carry out the weight so that you don't feel burnt out. During the holidays, I feel like motivation just kind of disappears quickly because there's just so much that is happening all at once. That's why I try my best to rely on systems instead of relying on willpower. I wrote down a few of the systems that I feel help make the season feel lighter, and those are having a designated place for gifts. Grocery pickup is one of the things that I don't want to say swear, but I will always live by. I love grocery pickup. Instead of staying in crowded spaces and crowded lines and all of the chaos that happens during the holidays, all of that can just be so overstimulating. So just, order your groceries online, have them delivered to you, or pick them up at the store. Having pre-planned outfits for myself and for my kids is going to be important. I have not done that yet, but I did that last year. It was so easy just to know exactly what the kids are gonna wear on that day. Batch cooking simple meals is a good one, and also tidying up one surface instead of trying to tidy up the whole house. Thankfully, my husband, he is very OCD and he loves to clean. I don't want to say he's OCD. He just loves to have a very, very clean space. He is cleaner than I am and will clean dust if he could. So thankfully, I do have a husband that he does tidy up almost every single night. But on those days when I'm like, okay, I need to help, I need to pick up my slack with the cleaning, I would just pick an area and just clean that surface instead of trying to clean up the whole entire house. That is really helpful, especially if you are hosting that year. Start early. If you know you're going to host for Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving is over by now, but if you're watching this next year, hey, if you know you're hosting for the holiday, for Thanksgiving, Easter, Christmas, whatever, start a few weeks ahead of time to tidy up one space so that on that day or the day before, you're not feeling like you have to tidy up everything all at once and feel so exhausted. The goal is to create supportive systems. They don't have to be perfect systems. They just have to be things that actually support you in this season. Creating soft moments with your kids instead of creating moments that are going to drain you. I noticed that in my earlier days of being a mom, I felt like I needed to do a lot of things. I felt like I needed to have this done and have this, have Christmas pictures, have all this, everyone in matching pajamas, having all these things. And those things are so fun. They're so fun, okay? Like, we're not gonna knock that. But like we talked about in the very beginning, you have to set your expectation for what you want for that year, okay? Before the holidays even start. For me this year, it's not looking like any of that stuff. So I need to create softer moments that are still very intentional, but is not going to be so draining. I learned that my kids don't need something that's really big and major each holiday season for it to feel special. They just really need my presence, and they just really need me to be intentional. That was something that my husband really had to talk to me about a couple years ago, because I would feel so bad, like I wasn't giving my kids enough. If we didn't do certain things, I would feel so guilty, and I would feel like I wasn't being a good mother. Your kids don't need something big in order for there to be some kind of connection and magical moment that's created for the holiday season. Our favorite moments nowadays are stuff that is just super simple and easy, like New Year's Eve, we watch a movie together, we sit down on the couch, we eat popcorn and we eat pizza, and we just enjoy each other. We go around and we look at lights around the neighborhood and let our kids be able to see that. Decorating together as a family is something that is going to be really fun, even if it gets messy, okay? I know that, we have our ways of how we want things to kind of look like, but let the kids help. That is a fun way to be able to connect with them. And the biggest thing that we love to do as a family is playing music and dancing in the living room. You will always see us dancing together as a family. We love to dance together and we love to play music together. It's just being present in ways that feel genuine to you, and it's not about any kind of performance. And lastly is to always give myself permission to rest. Even when the season feels so full and feels like, where do I even find the time? Always give yourself the permission to rest. Rest is one of the most overlooked self-care practices during the holiday season. You can't pour softness and calmness into your home if you are running on empty. So make sure you are being intentional with what you're saying yes to. If you need to cancel plans, cancel plans. Order takeout. If you have to leave a function early, leave the function early. Choose the simple version versus the aesthetic version. And sometimes letting things just stay undone, even though it might feel weird, like some things can be left undone, and it might look undone to us, but to other people, it doesn't look like it's undone. I really hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was and you enjoyed it, I would love if you give me a thumbs up. And also, don't be shy, leave a comment, let us know something that you do this holiday season in order to make yourself feel more grounded and more at peace. And if you enjoy conversations like this, then this is definitely the space for you to be. We talk about all things womanhood, motherhood, beauty, lifestyle, glowing up again, and feeling like ourselves again. So if you're interested in any of those topics, then this is most definitely the space for you to be. So I would love if you hit that subscribe button and that you join the family over here. But I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Until then, remember that you are loved, beautiful, treasured, and you're valued. Adios. Mwah.